I put a status update on my Facebook asking people what some subject ideas about what I could vlog about, and there were really good suggestions, and I plan on doing all of them. One person said talk about raising children, so this could be a serious one, or it could be a fairly simple. Sorry, I just got a text message. So this could be, I could do a very serious blog, but I could probably talk for ages. But I'm just gonna give a few little tips that I have learned along the way about raising children. So a lot of these I've learned from very awesome people in my life. But yeah, I'll just share a few of them. You know who you are if you've given me this advice. I'm sorry if it's copyrighted and I've just broken the law. Please forgive me. Okay. Just a quick disclaimer. I just want to say I'm definitely not an expert at parenting. I don't even know if I'm really good at it, but I do know that when I had Poppy, there were things I wish I'd known, or pieces of advice I really appreciated that people gave to me. So the purpose of this vlog is just to pass them on. It's not because I think I'm grand or amazing. They're just really awesome things I've learned. Okay, thanks. Here goes. Do not be afraid of your children. This is a hard one. I know they're little and they poop and they cry and they're very demanding and cranky sometimes, but God gave them to us very little because we know what to do. We do know what to do. And the minute we get afraid of them, they can smell it, I swear. So just realize you're the grown-up, you've done life longer than they have, and you know what's right. And if sometimes they get cranky, that's part of life. Just do what you know is right and teach them what is right, because you're the grown-up, they're the little person. Simple but true. Poppy wants to get out of her chair right now, but she needs to eat afternoon tea, because if you don't eat, you starve. And avocado is good for you. I'm the mummy, I would know. Are you gonna eat your avocado even though you're sad? Are you gonna eat your avocado, honey? It's very good for you. Good girl. Come on, eat up. Good girl. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Trust your instincts. So my friend Ruth used to, she helped us a lot with our little girl. We laughed about this recently, because whenever something would go wrong with Poppy, I got into this bad habit, sorry Ruth, of calling her and being like, Ruth, she's doing this, I don't know what to do. And Ruth would say, what's your gut telling you? What are your instincts telling you? And I'd say, well, I feel like she's crying because of this, and I need to do this because then that will make her do this, and blah, blah, blah. And she'd say, sounds like your instincts are pretty spot on. So trust your instincts. Just stop the panic and say, what do they need right now? And then think. Just quieten the brain and think, and you'll work it out. Poppy, my instincts are telling me that this is dangerous. Always realize, especially at Poppy's age, I'm realizing that she understands more than what I think she does. So she understands more than she can say. So even if she can't understand when I say, here Poppy, now we're going to clean up the whole living room, I just say it, because at some age she's going to get it, and if she's been hearing it for long enough, it will become second nature to her. So yeah, just talk to your kids, even if they're really little. Just tell them things, and just know that even if they're not mentally understanding it at that point, it will become habit eventually, and one day they will understand it. And I personally believe that words are powerful, and that even if they don't understand them, they're receiving them in their spirit. That's what I think. So I say a lot of things to Poppy, and she probably just looks at me like, yeah, that's good, Mum. But I believe that she's taking them on. So when I tell her she's smart and she's kind and she's going to do great things in the world, I just say all kinds of things like that to her, because I believe that she's taking them in. Yeah, try it. Why not? Got nothing to lose. Also, careful of the bad things you say. I know sometimes it's tempting for things to slip out, like, you know, oh, you're so annoying. I don't think I've said that to Poppy, but sometimes you can just, your humanity gets in and you can snap or, you know, be a bit angry or just react out of your humanness. That's the word, right? And that's okay, but then just counteract it. If you know you've said something maybe you shouldn't have, just say something opposite. Poppy, one day you're gonna buy Mummy and Daddy a nice big house. Yay! Yay! Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about, but it can't hurt, right? Never be too proud to say sorry to your kids. So you don't have to cry and apologize all the time, because you're the grown-up and you're the parent and you're their authority figure. But if you know that you've done something that has hurt their feelings and you don't feel right about it, just say I'm sorry. Sometimes I think it's probably really hard in all relationships to say sorry, but I think those two words are powerful, and they have the power to mend relationships and to heal experiences and memories and things. So if we would just say I'm sorry. So, you know, I accidentally jammed Poppy's hand in something the other day, Mother of the Year. Oh, can you hear her? She's woken up from her nap. So I accidentally hurt her hand the other day, and I said, I'm so sorry, Poppy, Mummy's so sorry. I know that that's just a pretty simple one, but if you do lose your cool, I think it's really powerful as a parent to own it and to not just move on from it and, you know, assume that they know we love them, but to say, Mummy's very sorry about that. I do that with Poppy. She probably doesn't even understand it, but yeah, if I want her to know that I'm not perfect either, and that sometimes I'm going to screw up, and it's important for me to own that, because when she's an adult, I want her to own it too. I want her to be comfortable with saying I'm sorry, because it's been modeled to her. Poppy, I'm sorry for that time I dressed you in that ugly outfit because I was stressed. It was ugly, and I'm sorry. Mummy's sorry, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, you're sorry too. It was bad. Have fun with your babies. I think sometimes I've noticed myself, you get into a routine or life gets a little intense, or you know, with housework and then we got to go out here, and then, you know, kids can very easily become part of the routine, and you know, they're kids. Their world is your world, and sometimes we can make their world fun because, yeah, I just want to do that. So even if it's just at dinner time, if me getting up and dancing around like a complete galah, it's my new thing I say. If me getting up and dancing around like an idiot makes her happy or makes her smile in that little moment, I'm going to do it because, yeah, I want her to enjoy life and have fun. Ready? This is how the house runs all day long. Yay! Yay! Mummies, let the dads do things. This is something my mum said to me that really impacted me about parenting. She said, Sarah, Tim needs to be prepared for at any moment. If you were to get appendicitis and had to be rushed off to hospital, it would just be him and Poppy alone, and he needs to know what to do. So I know as mums, it's tempting sometimes to want to run after them and be like, don't do that, or you got to do this, or even I remember for months when Poppy was born, it was like, what do you mean just leave her with you and go to the shops? Like, what if this happened? Like, we're born to just think of all the things that could happen or go wrong. But I learned by it just happening, and men are actually smarter than we give them credit for, and they'll learn by things happening. They may deal with it differently, but they'll learn. So they're not actually going to throw them off the roof like we imagine in our heads. They may, other things may go wrong, but that's okay as long as we're alive when they get home. My mum used to say to me, it's okay. The house might be a mess. They may not have had a bath yet. It's not the end of the world. They've spent time with their daddy, which is important, and they've learned how to throw rocks or something ridiculous like that. And that's important. Babies need their daddies. So that was an important one for me. Kind of in the same vein, my mum used to tell me at bath time, give your husband responsibilities and don't hover or like criticize or, you know, get up all in their grill like, oh, you know, I've really tried really hard with this one. But my mum used to say that Dad used to bath all three of us kids, and she'd have to go to the other end of the house because kids were crying and there's soap in people's eyes and stuff. But that was our important time with our dad, and it was important that he felt confident to do that. And so my mum used to just walk up to the other end of the house and just leave it. And I actually remember Dad bathing us when we were little, and it was fun. And he used to sing little songs, and he'd be like, stand up for Jesus. I don't know why, but we'd sing it, and now I sing it to Poppy, so thanks, Dad. But yeah, let your husbands, don't hover, don't be a helicopter wife all the time, hovering around, correcting, because men can lose their confidence too if we're too critical about how they do things. So be gentle and be encouraging, and you can give feedback, but just make sure you also give positive feedback. Going to give you advice, and sometimes you don't want the advice, you don't agree with the advice, and I think as a parent it's our natural, or as a human it's our instinct to maybe get defensive or like, oh yeah, no, but I do this, and or sometimes get offended like, well, why do you think I need to know that? It's so easy to just be like, yeah, that's great advice, thanks so much for that, yeah, right, and then it's fine. Like, they feel like they've been helpful, which is 99% of the time that's all they were trying to do anyway, and you've gotten out of the conversation without any injuries, emotional or physical. But yeah, people just give advice because they want to feel helpful and useful and supportive, and if that's all they're doing, that's okay. Just smile and nod and say thank you, and either take the advice or don't. It's kind of simple. Okay, so there was one more I forgot to mention. I think it's one of the most important pieces of advice. Again, my friend Ruth gave me this one. But it was just never make a decision out of guilt or fear. And I think this is so important, because if we're making decisions with our children because we want to avoid feeling guilty or having them be upset with us, or because we're afraid, then our motivation isn't actually instinctual, it's actually based on something negative. And I've just really noticed, you know, if Poppy's upset with me enforcing a boundary or something, and she gets upset with me and I feel guilty about it, and then I say, oh, okay, just do it, that's actually not in Poppy's best interest, but that's in my best interest because I don't want to feel bad in that moment. So that's been really important for me to stop and think, okay, am I doing this because I'm afraid or because I feel guilty, or am I doing this because it's the best thing for Poppy? And that's just really helped me, because yeah, I just don't ever want to be motivated by guilt or fear, because I don't believe that that's healthy. So yeah, for me that's just been a really big one. Okay. So there you go, guys. That's just a few tips I guess, just random pieces of advice that came to my head. Thank you, Davinia, for suggesting that as a vlog topic. I hope... Oh my goodness, we have a guest appearance. Poppy, is this message approved? Do you approve this message? Do you approve the message?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a yes, folks. Poppy is down with the vlogging. Okay, so it's been baby approved, so it's got to be right, you know? Okay. Yeah, so if you've got any tips or feedback or whatever, I'd love to hear about them, so just leave a comment. Or if you want to keep watching my vlogs, make sure you subscribe. And I think if you go to your settings... Hi everyone. I think if you go to your settings, it will tell you how to get emails or something to let you know when there's a new vlog up. So yeah, bye guys.